Welcome to Situational Shift, the show where we decide the best cars for certain situations. Today's situation is first cars, but not just the car your dad gives you when you're 16, the first car you go out on your own and buy yourself. So when it comes to your first car, BMW is definitely not the thing that comes to mind, but when you look at their vehicles and prices, it's not so far-fetched. So the reason we chose BMW is because they have a car for everything. They have SUVs, sedans, sport cars, even motorcycles. I mean, you name it, they have it. And with your budget, no matter what it is, they'll have a car for it with all the different years and models that they have. Obviously, newer models for BMW are a lot more expensive because it's technically a luxury car manufacturer. But as you start going down the years, it comes a lot more reasonable in price. BMW, being the luxury manufacturer that it is, comes with all sorts of different packages you can do for basically any vehicle. They have sport packages, luxury packages, and comfort packages, which basically just change around the interior of the car. And with the sport ones, it does change sort of what's under the hood and small things like that. Ever since BMW has been making cars, they've kept things really simple. While they're still evolving, they've made all the models very similar and they all have their own unique touches to them. Rather than me just babbling on about BMW all day, I decided I'd show you guys all what I would pick if I were to pick BMW as my first car. So this right here is a 328i xDrive, specifically the 2016 model. The reason I chose this car for what I would buy out of BMW is because you could drive it every day. I live in Minnesota, so I need an all-wheel drive car, which is perfect for winter time, stuff like that. And it's got good track performance for what it's worth. So this car was about 38 grand, so what comes with that is you have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, and that's enough power on its own. But if you're the type that likes to modify your car, some modifications you can do are obviously you can put an intake like this one has. You can't really see it because it's got the shield over it. It's kind of a pain to take off, so can't see it right now. But another thing you could do is you can upgrade the turbo size, which obviously will give you more horsepower. And if you want to add a tune to your vehicle, you can do that too. But we covered tuning in the last video, so I recommend you go check that out when we talked about project cars. Let's talk about the looks of this car. Personally, I love the way this car looks. That's why I chose it. It's classy, but aggressive at the same time. So with the front, you'll see we have a red V-brace right there, which I think looks nice through these kidney grills. It also has the M-Series slats here too, which are these guys. Something you can change on every car is the wheels. It makes it more lightweight, helps it handle better, perform better, I mean, literally anything. So for this car, we went with matte black 10-spoke wheels. I think it looks super nice with the metallic of the car, and realistically, you can make it any color you want. This one, we decided to put different mirror caps on rather than changing the whole mirror itself. These are an M Sport style mirror cap, and the carbon fiber goes really nice with the black wheels, and once again, the metallic. So another thing to note is the carbon fiber lip we have on the back, decided to keep it more short than tall. And the carbon fiber right here goes really nice with the mirror caps that we just went over. Another thing to note is these LCI style taillights. I personally think they look very nice with the edges on them, and they're a lot more vibrant than what you normally get on a BMW. Okay, so BMW, being the luxury manufacturer that it is, has a lot of things that come with their packages. So this is the sport package. So first thing to note is these seats. They are really bucketed. You can adjust how much they hug you, which I think is really nice. But it's leather, has red stitching. I think it's a really nice touch. Now, something in every single BMW really that there is, it comes with this sort of shifter right here. You hold the side button, pull it back, it'll put it in drive, or if you push the P, it's in park. The e-brake is also really nice. I think the boot looks really sick, but it's just your standard e-brake. With the sport package, it has these paddle shifters right here. It's rather than, having a stick, you can just up gear, down gear, stuff like that. I think it's really nice. The sport mode on here, since it's a sport package, it has a sport mode. You click this button, you're in sport mode. Sport mode will basically put your car into speedy go mode, as I like to call it. It makes you go quick and makes it handle different. I think it's really nice. But click this down twice. It goes into Eco Pro if you want to go for the more eco-friendly approach, you could say. Otherwise, rather than the interior looking like a spaceship here, it's a lot more simple than you think. It's really standard. I mean, your steering wheel does have all these options, but every car sort of has their own touch, and I just like the way that this one goes. Driving a BMW, it makes you feel really professional because all the luxury features that are in it. Some of the features are like the sport mode. It increases your fuel flow to the engine, making it go faster. It also messes with the steering, so it makes it a little bit more heavy when you're turning. And the suspension also gets a little more stiff. Other than that, if you want to put in the eco mode, it sets those all back to like if you're going for an everyday drive. This particular model, however, does have the turbo, which you can hear whenever you kind of let off the gas. So if I give it a little and then let go, you can hear a little noise that comes out of the turbo. I think it's really cool, but to whoever's their own, I guess. Something else is how this car is at the bottom of the 3 Series lineup. It's still an athletic car. I mean, if you take it to the track, it won't disappoint. It still feels like a luxury vehicle while having the performance as well. Something I personally really love in a car is how it has, you know, that kind of variety of you can use it whenever you want to. But BMW altogether, a lot of their cars are that way. You can use it for anything, which makes it perfect for it being your first car. Overall, BMW is great for a first car. I personally love the way that BMW is, with all the warranties and stuff that they have. There's a car for every scenario you can need it for. Thank you for watching this episode of Situational Shift, and do me a favor, in the comments down below, comment what your favorite BMW is, and we'll catch you in the next one.